Welcome to the Sister Wives crew, the channel that goes beyond the headlines to reveal the hidden dynamics of the Brown family. What you see on TV is only a glimpse. Today, we're diving into the day Aurora Brown got a boyfriend and why it wasn't just young love. This was a test of control, loyalty, and the family's future. Kody and Robyn's reaction wasn't normal parenting. It was a calculated power play designed to enforce obedience and dependency. When Aurora, Robyn's 23-year-old daughter, shyly shared that Brody Utley wanted to be her boyfriend, Robyn's first reaction was concern he wasn't from their culture. Then came Kody. To him, this wasn't a simple boyfriend, it was a threat. He demanded a private, high-pressure interrogation. Kody lectured Brody, famously saying, "When you're just dating, you're kissing another man's wife until she's your wife." In Kody's worldview, Aurora had no agency. She wasn't a person, she was property to be protected. Brody wasn't asked to respect her feelings. He was being warned not to interfere with what Kody considered his daughter's future. Insider reports reveal the real meeting lasted nearly 2 hours. Kody grilled Brody on everything: intentions, family finances, politics, and demanded a signed purity pledge. Robyn, off camera, guided him the entire time. Brody's nervousness and awkward answers make sense now. He was navigating a gauntlet designed to scare him away or bring him under total control. The public reaction was immediate. Fans saw the favoritism. Aurora received hours of scrutiny while other children's major life events were ignored. The contrast was brutal. Kody spent more time vetting Aurora's boyfriend than supporting Isabel through scoliosis. Or truly, in 5 years, Aurora's behavior shows the long-term effects: dependency, arrested development, fear of independent action. Meanwhile, other Brown children had moved out, started careers, built independent lives. Robyn's children remained financially and emotionally reliant, a direct result of deliberate parenting strategies to produce obedience. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. Constant control, fear, and conditional affection teach children to rely completely on authority figures. Kody and Robyn's parenting follows the keep sweet rule: obedience equals love, defiance equals exile. It's not just emotional. Financial control is involved. Dub's Arc Entertainment, the family media business, is legally structured around Robyn's children. Sources suggest Robyn's strategy was to ensure her children remain loyal, dependent, and in charge of the family brand while independent children drifted away. Aurora's boyfriend represented a threat to that system, an escape route from their control. The infamous Christmas text blow-up confirmed the consequences. Two camps emerged: Kody, Robyn, and their children versus Christine, Janelle, and their children. Robyn claimed emotional safety, but insiders say it was about isolating her children to maintain loyalty. Kody confirmed it: loyalty has a price. Disobedient children lose access, support, and control. Fear is the engine of this family dynamic. Pandemic rules, nanny privileges, selective enforcement of discipline all reinforce it. Obedience is rewarded. Independence is punished. Aurora's intelligence is real, but her emotional and social growth has been deliberately suppressed. Academic freedom is allowed, but autonomy is restricted. This is the heartbreaking reality: one set of children thrives independently, the other remains trapped in a bubble of obedience and fear. Aurora's boyfriend moment was never just a dating milestone, it was a threat to their control, a challenge to their power, and a glimpse into the system keeping her under strict parental rule. Kody and Robyn now have their perfect world: compliant children and a loyal wife. But it's hollow. Relationships with other children are fractured. Freedom is limited by the very people claiming to love them. The story of Sister Wives isn't about plural marriage, it's about power, control, and the emotional cost of conditional love. Aurora's moment with Brody exposed the system. Some children escaped. Some remain trapped. True love fosters freedom. Control only leads to isolation. What appears on TV is just a fraction of the story. Today, we're looking at the day Aurora Brown got a boyfriend and why it was far from ordinary. This wasn't just young love. It was a power struggle. Kody and Robyn's reaction wasn't overprotective parenting. It was a calculated move to maintain control and ensure loyalty. Aurora, Robyn's 23-year-old daughter, nervously told Kody and Robyn that Brody Utley had asked her to be his girlfriend. In any typical family, this would be met with smiles and questions. But this isn't a typical family. Robyn immediately expressed concern. Brody wasn't from their culture. Kody saw a threat: a potential interloper encroaching on what he considered his domain. What followed was a high-pressure, formal interrogation. Kody wasn't interested in learning about Brody as a person. His lecture was about control, including the infamous line, "When you're just dating, you're kissing another man's wife until she's your wife." Aurora, in Kody's eyes, had no agency, she was property to be guarded. Brody wasn't being asked to respect her feelings. He was being warned not to damage the goods behind the scenes. The interrogation was even more extreme than what aired. It lasted nearly 2 hours. Kody grilled Brody on his intentions, family finances, politics, and even demanded a written purity pledge. Robyn allegedly guided Kody via text, orchestrating the meeting off camera. Brody's nervous, awkward responses suddenly make sense. He was navigating a gauntlet designed to test his obedience and loyalty. The public reaction was explosive. Fans noticed the hypocrisy and favoritism. Aurora's dating life received far more scrutiny than other children's milestones or medical emergencies. Kody spent more time vetting Aurora's boyfriend than supporting Isabel through scoliosis. Or truly in 5 years. Aurora's behavior shows the long-term effects of this control, dependency, arrested development, and a fear of independent action. Other Brown children had grown up, moved out, and built independent lives. Robyn's children remained emotionally and financially dependent, a direct result of a deliberate parenting strategy to enforce obedience. The pattern becomes clearer when we compare Robyn's children to the rest of the Brown kids. While Aurora, Dayton, and Brianna remain dependent and sheltered, the other children have built independent lives. Gabe and Gwendolyn are married and self-sufficient. Hunter earned a master's degree. Isabel moved across the country for college. McKelly and Maddie were married young and started families. Leon is living independently. The contrast is striking. Robyn's children were raised to obey and depend, while the other children were encouraged to be resilient and autonomous. This wasn't accidental. It appears to be intentional. Psychologists call this learned helplessness when someone is conditioned to believe they cannot act independently. Kody and Robyn reinforced this by controlling every decision, emphasizing the dangers of the outside world, and presenting themselves as the only protectors. This control is rooted in a fundamentalist, keep sweet mentality. Obedience and pleasant compliance are prioritized above all. Robyn's children were molded to follow this rule: respect authority, never question, and remain loyal. Kody explicitly admitted that his attention and affection were conditional on obedience. Aurora respects him, so she receives protection. Children who challenge him are punished or ostracized. Financial control is another layer. The family's business, Dubsark Entertainment LLC, is legally structured around Robyn's children. Sources suggest Robyn's long-term plan has been to ensure her children are the only ones loyal and dependent enough to inherit and manage the family media empire. Independent children, naturally rebellious, are gradually removed from the system. The ultimate goal appears to be a controlled succession of wealth and influence through Robyn's children alone. The Christmas text message blow-up illustrates this. The family divided, Kody and Robyn with their children on one side, Christine, Janelle, and their children on the other. Robyn framed it as emotional safety for her kids, while Christine's interpretation suggests isolation was intentional to maintain control. Kody reportedly told Janelle that loyalty has a price. Children not on the team would not receive equal support. It's a transactional system. Obedience equals access and protection. Independence equals exclusion. Aurora's boyfriend incident was a stress test of this control. Kody and Robyn's reaction: interrogation, purity pledges. Objectification was a desperate effort to maintain the fortress of dependency. The real concern wasn't Aurora's well-being. It was the potential loss of control, the threat to the financial and emotional succession plan. The mechanics of control go even deeper. Kody and Robyn didn't just control daily decisions, they used fear as a constant tool. Robyn reportedly emphasized past hardships to condition her children into believing they couldn't survive without Kody. He became the savior figure, and approval from him was equated with safety. Aurora's high anxiety, obedience, and dependence are direct results of this environment. Every rule, even small ones like ear piercings, reinforced the idea that her world depended entirely on parental approval. The contrast with other wives is clear. Janelle's children saw a model of independence and self-sufficiency, and Christine's children experienced autonomy and the ability to build their own lives. Robyn's children, however, were conditioned to rely entirely on parental control for emotional and financial security. This created a generational cycle of dependency, keeping them within the household and under constant supervision. Despite this, Aurora showed clear intellectual potential. Her studies in astronomy and aptitude for mathematics show that cognitive ability was allowed to develop while emotional independence was stifled. Kody and Robyn's system rewarded intellectual achievement, but punished independent thinking about life, relationships, or personal choices. Her intellect could flourish, but her emotional self remained imprisoned. Kody's obsession with control extended to major events like the COVID-19 pandemic. Rules for Robyn's children were strict but rewarded compliance with access to Kody. In contrast, Chanel and Christine's children faced extreme restrictions, punishment, or exile for disobedience. This highlighted the transactional nature of control. Obedience equals reward. Defiance equals punishment. The incident with Aurora's boyfriend, Brody, exemplified this control on a micro scale. Brody represented a potential path to independence for Aurora. Kody and Robyn responded with intimidation, a 2-hour interrogation, and a purity pledge, demonstrating that even a minor relationship could not exist outside their control. The goal was to eliminate any threat to their power and maintain absolute influence over Aurora. Ultimately, the fallout exposed the truth of the family dynamic. The OG-13, the original children not raised under Robyn's direct control, escaped and built independent lives. Robyn's children remained trapped in dependency, emotionally stunted, and conditioned to prioritize obedience over autonomy. The public reaction to Aurora's boyfriend was a rare glimpse into the controlling nature of Kody and Robyn, confirming long-held suspicions from former wives and children about favoritism, manipulation, and authoritarian parenting. The final part of the story focuses on the long-term impact of Kody and Robyn's control. By isolating Robyn's children and enforcing strict obedience, they ensured a loyal inner circle while alienating the rest of the family. This was not just emotional manipulation, it had clear financial implications. Dubsark Entertainment, the family's media company, is legally structured around Robyn's children, effectively excluding the independent OG-13. By fostering dependency and learned helplessness, Kody and Robyn positioned Robyn's children as the primary heirs and operators of the family brand. The infamous Christmas gift text argument exemplified this divide. Robyn portrayed her children as victims, while Christine pointed out the deliberate isolation imposed by Kody and Robyn. Through the lens of financial succession, Christine's explanation makes more sense. Loyalty was rewarded with access and control, while independence meant exclusion and loss of resources. This transactional approach ensured that only compliant children would benefit from the family's media empire, reinforcing long-term control. The psychological toll of this system is evident. Robyn's children, emotionally dependent and socially stunted, fear leaving the household or making independent decisions. Meanwhile, the OG-13 have thrived, building careers, families, and lives based on autonomy and self-determination. The contrast highlights the destructive impact of Kody and Robyn's parenting. One group escaped and flourished, while the other remains trapped in prolonged dependency. Aurora's relationship with Brody symbolized this struggle. Her parents treated a normal milestone dating as a threat to their control. Interrogations, purity pledges, and intimidation were all designed to maintain dominance and prevent her from experiencing independence. The event exposed the transactional nature of affection and protection within the household, where loyalty and obedience were prerequisites for parental support. Looking at the bigger picture, the Brown family's collapse was not accidental. Kody and Robyn's strategy systematically dismantled the original family structure, leaving only their compliant inner circle intact. Kody won control but lost genuine relationships with most of his children and grandchildren. Robyn secured loyalty but at the cost of her children's emotional growth and independence. Their victory is hollow, built on fear and dependency rather than love and mutual respect. Ultimately, the Sister Wives saga is a cautionary tale. It demonstrates how unresolved parental insecurities, narcissism, and the pursuit of control can destroy familial bonds. The story of Aurora and her peers illustrates the stark contrast between freedom and imprisonment, autonomy and dependence. The children who escaped highlight the value of independence, while those still within Kody and Robyn's sphere show the cost of emotional manipulation. This story shows that true love fosters freedom while control leads only to isolation. The incident with Aurora's boyfriend was a small but revealing moment, exposing the inner workings of a family built on control, obedience, and fear. As observers, we can see the consequences of these parenting choices and reflect on the importance of autonomy, trust, and genuine care in any family dynamic.